Let's be honest. From the very first breath, you're drowning in noise. Noise you didn't choose, can't control, but that seeps into your skin like an invisible curse. Society sold you a story, a polished illusion of safety, comfort, and belonging. They promised happiness if you followed the script. Stay in line, color inside the edges, fit in. But deep down, in the silence of sleepless nights, you know the truth. That promise is a lie. Comfort is a prison with invisible walls. It dulls your senses, mutes your voice, and slowly kills your soul, all while whispering, "You're safe." But safety is not freedom. Safety is the price you pay for betraying your essence. And that price? It's steeper than you imagine. Nietzsche screamed it into the abyss long ago. You must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star. Chaos, pain, solitude. They aren't enemies. They are the guardians of truth, the allies of those bold enough to live without a mask. Because listen carefully, the world isn't ready for a soul that thinks for itself. The herd fears the black sheep, not because it threatens them, but because it reminds them they always had a choice. They taught you to fear suffering, but suffering isn't punishment. It is the sculptor of the unbreakable mind. Every betrayal, every fall, every quiet night of despair, they are all invitations. And here's a truth most will never accept. People don't fail because they're weak. They fail because they run. They flee from the furnace that forges greatness, choosing lukewarm comfort over the piercing cold of true transformation. A powerful mind isn't built on fleeting inspiration. It is built in the trenches, on gray mornings with no audience, no applause. The warrior trains in silence, and in that darkness, empires of resilience are born. You think success needs spectators? Real success doesn't beg for attention. It grows quietly, while the masses perform for approval. And when you finally awaken, when your eyes pierce through the surface, you will make others uncomfortable. The domesticated will see you as a threat, not because you are wrong, but because your presence exposes their surrender. They will cloak fear as wisdom, tell you to be practical, to stop overthinking, to take it easy. But do not listen. Do not bow. Their advice is a cage dressed up in flowers, because the revolution isn't about changing the world. It's about reclaiming yourself in a world that thrives on obedience. Let chaos move through you, not to destroy, but to awaken. Don't run from the void. Dance with it. The emptiness is not the end. It is the page where your real story begins. And when you begin to live by your own design, you will feel it, the resistance. It will burn, it will break you, and it will rebuild you. Every scar will become a flag of independence. Freedom isn't the absence of hardship. It is becoming larger than anything that dares to stand in your way. Ask yourself daily, am I living to satisfy the mold or to carve my own legacy? Because here's the unfiltered truth. If you don't claim your path, someone else will write it for you. And trust me, they won't write it with your greatness in mind, but with their comfort in hand. External systems are sugar traps, sweet on the tongue, poison to the soul. The only true sovereignty is the one you build inside. And to reach it, you must walk through the storm, not wait, not skirt around it. Walk through it, head high, even as the winds try to shred your skin. Loneliness will be your closest companion. Embrace it. It is not your enemy. It is your confirmation. Proof that you've stepped off the well-trodden road. The architects of iron minds have known solitude more intimately than comfort. They've sat with their shadows until the demons became brothers. Don't crave being understood. That's just another snare. The deeper your thoughts go, the higher you ascend, the fewer will comprehend you. And that's perfectly fine. Understanding from others is not a requirement for greatness. It's an unnecessary indulgence. Prefer being misunderstood to living in comfort. Prefer solitude to the hollow claps of false praise. Never forget, pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. Suffering is born from resistance to reality. Welcome discomfort as a companion on the path to growth. Every hardship you endure without bowing adds another stone to the fortress of your mind. To be the absolute master of your life is to carry a merciless burden. It means accepting there's no safety net. Every choice has weight. Every misstep is yours to own. But it also means that every triumph will be entirely yours, untainted by obligation, untethered from the demands of others. Walk with the quiet, knowing that most will choose to highlight your scars rather than honor your courage. But keep walking. They critique because they're afraid. They watch from the shore, too timid to dive into the ocean of uncertainty. Let them stay there. Their judgment holds no power. Mediocrity moves like a plague, masked as prudence, disguised as common sense, dressed up as wisdom. But at its root, it's just fear. Fear of freedom, fear of owning every mistake, fear of having no excuse left to hide behind. You are not here to please. You are here to forge a mind that stands in storms and dances through the downpour, to create values that don't ask for permission, to build an inner kingdom that no criticism, no silence, no oblivion can destroy. The silence of your rise will scream in the ears of those who depend on applause to exist. Each step you take toward your truth will become a mirror, not to shame them, but to reveal what fear has cost them. So you understand what it really means to choose authenticity. Remember this: the boldest rebellion is to think for yourself, to peer beyond the horizon that others blindly accepted, to become the architect of your fate without waiting for approval, without expecting applause. So keep going. Embrace the chaos, the solitude, the ache. They are the gatekeepers of transformation. Let every scar speak of your courage, not your surrender. Let every dark night remind you, you are alive, you are aware, and you refuse to sleepwalk in the velvet prison of mediocrity. A strong mind isn't inherited. It's built, moment by moment, battle by battle, choice by choice. And one day when you look back, you'll see that every wound was wisdom, every rejection was redirection, every doubt was a doorway to a deeper power. Don't look for understanding. Don't seek safety in others' opinions. Don't surrender to the pull of fitting in. Because when the noise fades and it's just you, face to face with your reflection, only one question will matter. Were you true to your own essence? Let the answer be a thunderous, unshakable yes. Not from pride, not from rebellion, but because it's the only way to truly live. And in that moment, you'll realize there is no power greater than a mind that belongs entirely to itself. Now consider something you may have never truly confronted: the invisible slavery of inherited expectations. Those beliefs you never chose, but that still dictate your every move like unseen gears grinding in your psyche. Since childhood, they told you what it meant to succeed, what it meant to live well, what was right. But no one ever asked, does that fit who you really are? They handed you a script, and most lived their entire lives within it, never suspecting they had the power to burn it on day one. That's the genius of the system. They don't need chains. They program your mind instead. They sell you dreams that drain you, goals that serve their machine, not your soul. They train you to chase things that, once grasped, leave you emptier than before. And in that emptiness, some panic and run back to the herd. But others, the rare few, choose to stay and build something new from the ashes. Listen closely now, because building from nothing is not failure. It is the sacred privilege of those who've awakened. It is the true beginning of a sovereign mind. Now pause and imagine your life without the weight of imposed expectations, without the script others wrote for you. Who would you be then? Where would your energy flow? Unshackled, unclaimed, unowned? This question cuts deep because it exposes a brutal truth. Many fear freedom because freedom brings a burden too heavy for the weak of spirit. Total responsibility, no excuses, no one else to blame. And here comes the cliff most will never approach: self-authority, to be your own law, not childish rebellion, not reactionary defiance, but the raw maturity of becoming the supreme legislator of your own existence. Most hand over this authority to systems, to leaders, to dogmas, because holding it burns. But those rare few who claim it, who walk by their own inner code, access a hidden dimension of power invisible to the conformist eye. Now let me take you even deeper. Let's talk about something far more dangerous than external mediocrity. The mediocrity within. The soft rot, the slow betrayal. Every day you act beneath your potential, you betray yourself. Every time you choose the easy path over the right one, you feed your quiet decay. But few dare to confront this, to look their own mediocrity in the eyes and say, no more. Because that confrontation hurts. It means admitting you've lived halfway, you've bent to comfort, you've sold your strength for momentary ease. But the strong, they don't waste time despising mediocrity in others. They obliterate it within. They tear it out no matter how deep it's rooted. Even if it bleeds, even if it breaks, even if it burns. Nietzsche called it the Übermensch, not a god, but a becoming, a soul in endless ascent, shattering the walls of herd morality from the inside out. That's the path I offer you, to become the ruthless architect of your personal evolution. But let me be clear, this road has no summit, no final reward, no glorious throne where you can rest. It is an endless war, a daily battle against the seduction of comfort, and it's in that struggle where your life finds meaning. Glory is not in arriving, it is in never stopping. There's a sacred moment in this journey that few ever speak of. The ability to destroy every version of yourself that no longer serves you. To set fire to old selves without flinching, without mourning. Nostalgia? It's poison. It romanticizes a version of you that was nothing but a shadow of who you're becoming. Those who can't move forward are bound by emotional chains to their own ruins. But those who rise, they bury their past selves like warriors and build from the ashes. Every rebirth demands a death. The you from yesterday must die. Do not fear that funeral. Celebrate it. It means you're still alive, still growing, still refusing to become an existential fossil. Now focus, because this matters. Your inner enemies are more dangerous than any outer threat. Self-pity, procrastination, that creeping voice of doubt. It's not the world that stops you. It's the story you whisper in your own mind. Change the story. Change your destiny. It's that brutal and that simple. Don't beg to be understood. In fact, be misunderstood. Let that be your sign that you've outgrown the language of the herd. Those who think for themselves are always misunderstood. That's not rejection. That's confirmation. It means you've stopped speaking conformity. Burn the bridges that bind you to social expectation. And don't look back. The hunger for validation is the anchor of the mediocre. Break it. Even if your hands shake, even if it feels like you're falling into the void. Because I promise you, that fall is not the end. It's the moment before you grow your wings. And hear this. Radical authenticity is not soft. It is not safe. It is not social. It is solitary. It is ruthless. It is painful. And it is worth it. But this path, it's the only one leading to a full existence. When you walk true to yourself, even suffering becomes a guide, not a burden. It teaches you to toughen your spirit, to refine your character, to rise above the limits others accept without struggle. Building an unshakable mind is the same as building a life that doesn't rely on external crutches. It's walking barefoot across life's burning coals, knowing each burn strengthens your skin, each pain sharpens your focus. Remember this, easy lives create soft people. Storms forge mental warriors. Don't shy away from the storm. Step into it with your chest bare. Let it shape you. Let it purify you. Because it is in the heart of the existential hurricane that you'll discover what you're truly made of. And when you do, when you finally rise as a being who belongs fully to himself, you will find a freedom unlike any other. The freedom of no longer depending on anything or anyone to feel alive. This, my friend, is the essence of true strength. Keep moving forward, not out of necessity, but by choice. Because you now know that living without authenticity is just a slow form of dying. You didn't come into this world to die slowly. You came to burn brightly, to light your own path until no shadow can hide you. But before we close this journey, I want to take you deeper. Ask yourself with ruthless honesty, who would you be if you weren't afraid of losing everything? Think about it. No possessions, no status, no recognition, Just you, your mind, your spirit, naked before the infinite stretch of existence. If you feel the vertigo of it, it's because, deep down, you rely on those things more than you realize. Here's the final paradox. Only when you accept the possibility of losing everything do you truly possess everything. Because when the fear of loss no longer controls you, nothing can hold you captive. No threat can paralyze you. No criticism can silence you. No loss can destroy you. And that kind of immunity, that mental invulnerability, is the purest form of power a human being can achieve. The true mental warrior isn't the one who never feels fear. It's the one who transforms that fear into a torch that illuminates his path through the darkness. Listen closely. Those who live seeking others' approval are disguised slaves, bound by invisible chains of expectations and collective fears. You cannot afford such luxury. If you've come this far, you've felt it within you. That burning desire that refuses to conform, that pulls you beyond the limits. That's what sets you apart. That's what separates you from the herd. Don't deceive yourself. It won't be an easy road, but you wouldn't want it to be. The easy paths lead nowhere worth going. You seek to forge yourself in discomfort, to temper yourself through adversity, to sculpt your character in the raw rock of existence. You want to feel every step, because it's in the struggle where unbreakable strength is formed. And when the quiet night falls, when the world sleeps, and only the echo of your thoughts fills your mind, that's when you'll know who you really are. No masks, no pretenses, just you facing your true self. And that vision, if you've done the work, won't frighten you. It will make you proud. Proud to be a creation forged by no hands but your own. So now, if anything I've said has struck you deeply, like an arrow to the chest, I invite you to do something. Leave the phrase, "The fire does not fear the wind," in the comments. That way, I'll know you're not just passing through life like another shadow. You're here to ignite your own flame, no matter who tries to extinguish it. Subscribe if you crave more doses of brutal truth like this. Here, you won't find comfort for the soft truths. You'll find the tools to build a mind that can withstand any storm. And now, to close this journey, listen closely. This video doesn't end when the sound fades. It continues in your mind. Every time you doubt yourself, every time life corners you, every time you hear those mediocre voices trying to hold you back, I'll be there, resonating in your mind, reminding you that you were born for more than being just another cog in the machine. Saying goodbye would be too ordinary, so I won't say goodbye. I'll simply disappear, like anyone who refuses to live under unnecessary spotlights. Remember this, the next time you doubt yourself, when you feel like you're faltering, think on this. The darkness doesn't consume you. The darkness reveals you. I'll meet you in the shadows, builder of your own freedom,